Hello, my friends. Hello, Susanna.
Hi, Abram.
Thank you for joining us again. Today, Susanna and I will be talking about how to interpret your dreams. Because everyone, well, not everyone, but 99.9% of people want to know how to interpret their dreams. So let me give you a tip. No one really can interpret your dream. Only you can interpret your dreams. Now, I will begin by saying that many times people dream, but they don't remember their dream. So they think they did not dream during the evening or while or when they are sleeping. If this is the case with you, you don't remember your dream, but maybe you think, well, I might have had a dream, but I just don't remember what it was. Oh, woe is me, what can I do? Understand that the energy of that dream is still within you in your waking time. And the energy will cause feelings within you. And the feelings, if you listen to them, can tell you what the dream was all about. Now, this might sound as if this is hard to do, but it really is very easy to do. You have feelings all the time, you know that. You have emotions all the time, you know that. Pay attention to the emotions that you have after waking up. Because if you wake up in a very good mood, but you don't remember your dream, the dream was telling you something positive about your life and your path in life. If you wake up and, as you say, you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, not feeling very good, not feeling very happy, not feeling very energetic, you had a dream that was telling you something is a bit off in your day-to-day routine, something that you need to give attention to. What can that be? Oh, woe is me, I don't know. Well, yes, you do know. If you pay attention to your feelings and your emotions, then you will understand that possibly or probably you are not functioning in the proper way that will enhance the creation and recreation of your reality. Because everything you think, everything you feel, every emotion you have adds to creating your reality. So the dream that you did not remember is still contributing to the creation of your reality. All you have to do is begin expressing those emotions, positive or negative. And you will begin to understand what the dream was all about a bit more. You don't need details, because details many times will get in the way. You need the feeling, the energy of the dream to understand the dream. And this is what you have. So there are conscious dreams, unconscious dreams, but there is one type of dream that I would really like to talk about in a moment. So we will go back to the conscious dream. So you are going through your day and maybe you are working on a project and things are just not going right. You just cannot figure out how to complete that project and have it become a good one. You go to sleep that night or in the day, depending on when you sleep, and you will most probably have a dream in which you will find the solution to the problem, as you call it, problem of trying to figure out how to create that project. You will see it very clearly in your dream. Then you will awaken and you will say, oh yes, now I know what I need to do. And then you will do it, and you will then create your project in the best way. So what do you have to say about that, Susanna?
It reminds me, well, my first question would be, how does that differ from, let's say, prophetic dreams? A lot of scientists have come up with formulas in their dream state that they couldn't figure out in their waking state.
Absolutely. And many times, not all the time, but many times, they have been given those formulae in their dreams by someone else. Because in your dreams, you play all the roles except when there is another entity in your dream teaching you of something. There have been many scientists who have been given formulae that no one can yet figure out. And they were given those formulae decades and decades ago. And still, to this day of your time, scientists, physicists cannot figure out those formulae. There are cases of people who, in their dreams, were given those formulae by gods, if you can call them gods, or extraterrestrial beings, or something like that. This happens more than you might think. All the time, well, not all the time, but more than you might think. You, many times in your dreams, will have contact with someone else, even though you play all the roles in your dreams. Many times you will have contact with someone else who will advise you, help you along the way, steer you in the right direction in your path, in your daily routine, in your life, or simply tell you what you can do, if you want to make things easier for yourself as you are creating and recreating your reality, to make it work for you in a better way. So, what else, my friend?
Well, going back to prophetic dreams, to give an example, when I was younger, my best friend that I had in elementary school, we drifted apart in what we call junior high, which is now middle school. We drifted apart. We didn't hang out together all through high school. I moved away. And after my mother died, maybe 3 years after I graduated from high school, I started having these dreams about this girl once a week, like clockwork, every week for a year that I was trying to find her. And after a year, I told myself, it's time you figure out where this girl is, and why don't you dream how to find her? Shortly after that, I did dream about finding a girl that was a mutual friend and go to her. So I knew where she lived. I knew that she still lived there. And I drove to Miami, where I grew up, and I found her, and she gave me the phone number of my friend. And we met a couple of times. She came to visit me. I went to visit her. And then nothing. We just drifted apart again. So I believe that I had those dreams to close out, so to speak, to come for full circle with my friendship with this woman and the girl at the time. Was I correct about that? That it was a closure of the relationship?
Yes, you were, and many people talk about closure. I need closure.
Yeah.
Oh, I need closure. I need closure to this situation. Closure is just a matter of letting go of it. This is all it is. People talk about forgiveness. Well, he did me wrong. She did me wrong. I have a grudge. But everyone says I should just, well, forgive him, forgive her, or forgive myself. When you finally arrive at forgiving, you are doing nothing more than letting go of a past situation. At times, don't you get tired of holding a grudge? Yes, you do. That is the time to forgive by just letting go of the situation, period. Very easy thing to do. Now, the unconscious dream. Well, let's go back to prophetic dreams. People see things in their dreams. They dream of upcoming events, and those events happen. So how does that work? Can you explain that? Do you want to explain that? Or should I?
I don't know how it works. It's happened to me a lot, but I can't explain it.
I will tell all of you and you how it works. Thank you.
Thank you.
You have your present time, you have your past time, and you have your future time, and they all exist right now. And you may think, well, the future is not yet here, but it is here. You just cannot see it yet. You cannot be in the experience of it yet. So what do? You create that in your dream state. You create a dream in which you enter your future time, spiritually, many times unconsciously, many times consciously. but you find yourself in a future time. And you can see things that might take place, can take place, or will take place in a future time. So you prophesize that dream. You wake up thinking, well, I really need to record this or write it down and tell the world about it. And when you start telling people about it, they look at you with a questioning eye. And suddenly you feel, well, maybe I should just keep my mouth shut and not say a thing to anyone because I am not crazy. Well, I should check with someone, but I don't think I am crazy. But they think I am crazy. But when you have a dream like that, tell people. If they give you that questioning eye, this means that not only they think you are crazy, but they are also thinking about what you are telling them. And they will continue to think about it and keep thinking about it as they go throughout their life. When you tell someone something like that, you are teaching them. You are helping them. So this is a very good thing to do, my friends. Very good thing to do. You might be crazy, but what is crazy? Crazy, my definition of being crazy or insane is simply being, well, very creative. Now, we will not go into insanity or craziness at this point in time. This might be for another video. If you feel like you are highly creative, then be that way. You are not really crazy. You are just being highly creative. The unconscious dream, all about the abstractions of life. So you have a dream in which crazy things, abstract things are happening all around you. You have no idea what the dream means. You wake up and you are completely confused. Consciously, I will put it this way. It is almost impossible for you to figure out abstractions of life. You can see them, you can feel them, you can experience them, but you cannot explain them. They are explained through the subconscious mind, which most of the time you are not in touch with. But if you were, you would be able to communicate with your subconscious mind, and it will very quickly give you the explanation of an unconscious abstract dream. You have them all the time, all the time. And many times is when, let me say, something or someone is chasing you and you are trying to run away and you run and run and run and you get nowhere quickly. And you begin to yell out for people to help you, but no one hears you. And the harder you try to yell, the less you yell. This is a type of unconscious dream. A type, because there are other dreams that are like this also. A type of unconscious dream. And when you awaken, you think, oh my God, what was that all about? Why did I dream that? I don't like that dream. I don't want to have it again. But in reality, you do want to have it again. Because when something or someone is chasing you, people say, well, it has to do with your diet. No, it has nothing to do with your diet. It has everything to do with movement in your life. Evidently, you are not moving in your life. You are stagnant in your life. And you need someone or something to chase you to get you moving again. Very simple. Very simple. Do you want to add to that?
Well, I know Thomas had those kinds of dreams.
And I will talk about that.
Okay. The only thing that I would add is an awake dream, maybe. The only time I can think of an example of that is when I woke up from a deep sleep. I was awake. I was lucid. I knew what was going on. I knew where I was. I was awake from sleep. But I was continuing the dream that I had. It kept going. So would that be an awake dream?
That would be.
Okay.
Now, Thomas had dreams. I call these dreams dimensional dreams. And most probably many of you have had these dreams also. Imagine that you are dreaming, but you are awake in the dream and dreaming the dream but you are in another dimension which is found in your present reality. Don't complicate what I just said, because it is easy to do that. You dream, but you are awake in the dream in a different dimension of your present reality. And many things can happen. And for Tom, I will, as you people say, spill the beans and talk about this briefly. He had dreams that he was walking or trying to walk through his home and Susanna's home, and in another room there was something or someone he did not recognize. So he took it for granted that it was some type of monstrous being out to get him. This happens to many people, many times throughout their life. He began yelling out for Susanna. Of course, she could not hear him because he was in a different dimension of his present reality. This caused fear in him. Finally, as he was yelling out, he was moaning and groaning loudly enough to wake Susanna up. She came to his side, woke him up. He said a couple of words which I will not repeat. And he said, I don't ever want to have that dream again. It scared the hell out of me. Now, if you have those dreams, what you can do to not have fear is to simply relax in your dream. Relax and know that you have control of your dream. This time you have control. I usually say you have commandment, but this time you have control of your dream. Having that control, relaxing yourself, you will be able to then, if there is something, a monstrous being out to get you, you can simply disintegrate that being by thinking it gone. Very simple, my friends. Think it gone, and it will go away, and you will wake up, and you will feel a lot better. So what else about that, my friend?
Lucid dreaming.
Go ahead, talk about lucid dreaming.
I've had many times that I've woken up in a dream.
Absolutely.
Knowing that I was dreaming.
Absolutely.
Many times I've startled myself by doing that and come right out of it. What advice would you give to people when they find themselves in that situation in the dream, waking up in their own dream, and not to be startled or scared about it?
First of all, your waking daily reality is its own certain way. Your dreams are their own way, but you are not in your waking daily reality. You are in a situation, I will call it a situation, in which there is complete freedom from your daily waking reality, or what you call reality. If you are in that type of dream, and you begin to wake up but you are still dreaming, simply understand that this is a great opportunity for you to explore yourself as being other forms of yourself in your daily reality. You know how you are when you are awake. You know how you function. You know that you are you. But did you know that there are many versions of you, not just one that you see in the mirror? Many versions of you. And those versions will usually slip from waking reality, your daily real reality as you call it, into other dimensions while you are in your daily waking reality, and come back. And in those dimensions you learn things, you see things, you fix things that need to be fixed or changed in your daily reality. Those dreams are a real nice opportunity for you to explore yourself in more detail. Let me put it that way, in more detail. Don't forget this. You are much more than you think you are, my friends. Much more than you think you are. let yourself be much more than you think you are, simply by acting out some of those versions of you. What can those versions be? Well, if you want something in your life, you desire something in your life, but you don't have it yet, if you begin acting as if you have it, it will come to you. You will draw the energy of it to you, and it will manifest itself. Well, are you talking about instant manifestation? No, absolutely not. Well, why not? Because of your belief in time. It might take time. If you want an automobile, brand new, snazzy, shiny automobile, act as if you have it. It will come. When the energy comes to you, you will feel the energy of it, and the automobile will come to you. It might take a month, it might take a year, but it will come to you. It really is unfortunate that you just cannot sit down and manifest everything instantly. But you can, if you knew how to do it. Many people, holy people, they do it all the time. Might talk about that in a different video also. So what else do you have, my friend?
I would be interested in hearing about that. How would someone differentiate between being in another dimension as opposed to being in an alternate reality in the dream state?
Pretty much the same things. In your reality, there are alternate realities. There are also other dimensions of your present reality. Now, all of the alternate realities have their own dimensions also. This can get very, very confusing, but let us keep it very, very simple. You have a circle, a tiny circle, and another circle outside of that tiny circle, and another larger one, and another larger one, and another larger one. The center circle is your reality. All of the other circles are usually found to be alternate realities in your reality and dimensions of your present reality also. Look at yourself as you are right now, all of you. You are one human being. Imagine as you go throughout your day, let us say you are cooking something on your stovetop. And through the corner of your eye, you see someone standing next to you. Might look like you, might look an awful lot like you. And then you look away and see someone else that looks like you. And then someone else that, these are alternate yous. These are alternates of you. Everyone has them. You just don't see them because you are focused, so focused into your reality. If you could let loose of your reality for a time, you would be able to see the alternates of you. Everyone has them. You do. Everyone has them. What else do you have, my friend?
Would you mind if I talked a little bit about my death dreams?
Absolutely not. Go ahead.
Thank you. Recently, I went through, I think it was about 7 dreams, and they were death dreams. And I was going through a change, raising of my consciousness, emotional changes. And my dream started out, I had 3 dreams about dying. And after the third one, I thought, well, maybe I better start getting my affairs in order, just in case. And then I had a 4th dream, I think it was the 4th dream, where I would see myself walking toward myself, but my body was deteriorating. And I had, I think, 2 dreams like that, where the last one, I was just skin and bones, and my face was sunken in, and I was very near death. And Abram and I had been talking about these dreams and what they meant. And he assured me I wasn't going to die, that this was all a dying process for myself because of a change in my consciousness. And then I had the dream where I was talking to someone, but there was no one there, but I was talking to someone, and I was yelling at this person, "I've died. I've died." And that was all that there was to that dream. And then there were one or two dreams of having some kind of ritual or ceremony. And maybe you could explain what this meant also to people. There were, I think, 3 or 4 aspects of myself. I think all male aspects. And their bare backs were faced to me, and they started like shivering. The body started to shake, and their arms went out and were going like this very quickly, and their entire bodies were vibrating, and they were going like this and making some sounds. And then it was that dream that I knew that everything had been completed. Would you like to talk about that last dream and the shaking of the bodies and the aspects of myself?
All right, thank you. I died. I died. I died. That was a completion of all of the death dreams. Seeing the 3 bodies. Each one of you, everyone, has primarily 3 bodies. The mind, the soul, and the spiritual. When they are shaking, they are having movement. When they have movement, that is a completion of, I will say, all of the dreams. A ceremony to complete the dreams and to bring the individual into a higher state of consciousness. Very simple. Now, you all have dreams of dying, all of you. You will not die, but you will die emotionally. Everyone has to die emotionally. And I say has to in a positive sense this time. You have to, positive, have to die emotionally to have your emotions rebuild themselves. This is called evolution of the spiritual and the psychic. So when you have a dream of dying, don't be afraid. Just understand and know that you have died emotionally to have new emotions emerge so that you can be a new version of yourself. Remember I talked about all the versions of you? This can be a new version of you again. Very simple. What else do you have, my friend?
Visitations. I've always told people that if you dream of someone that is passed, or dream of a guide or someone else, and they are the only ones in the dream, that is a visitation. Would you agree with that?
It can be. Yes, it can be. So let us say if you have a dream and you dream of someone, a close friend who had died, and you are just hanging out talking, and you awaken in the morning, figuring that you sleep at night, and you think, my, that was a nice dream, and go about your day. It was just a dream. But if you are hanging out talking, and everything is just so real, you cannot explain it any other way, then when you awaken, then you can understand that that was a visitation. because those deceased individuals and those alien individuals, they all come to you in your dreams from time to time to teach you things, to show you things, to have you learn things, to trade ideas with you. Many people want to contact alien beings. And many times the contact begins in your dream state because you are free of your logical mind, which many times will make a mess of things. They will contact you in your dreams. This is the way it will begin. Then, a couple of more dreams, then you will have a physical contact, or you can have a physical contact with them. Your good friend who had passed away, you will not see him or her in physical terms again, but they will most probably visit you and revisit you and revisit you again and again and again and again. And those dreams you will never forget. You will never forget them. So how do you interpret your dreams? You have symbols that you need to understand in your dreams. Would you like to talk about that?
Everyone has their own symbols. You have to really pay attention and be aware of what you're dreaming and what you dream of consistently. You might want to call certain aspects of yourself, let's say, in a dream, you might feel comfortable calling them archetypes. So I'll give you an example from my dreams. If I dream of an electrician, that is the part of myself that fixes things. If I dream of someone in the movie industry, that represents my creativity. If I dream about blood, it means life force to me. So you have to figure out what your own symbols are and the whole feeling of the dream and what you may have been thinking that day or the week before. But you can figure out your own symbols. Just pay attention and be aware of what they are and what symbols constantly come into your dreams. I was on a trip. I went to Ireland for a Jungian retreat. And there was a gentleman there that at our dinner table that had a dream that he couldn't figure out what it was. And I asked him to tell me about it. He said that it's always the same dream. It's a recurring dream that he's had for years. It starts out where his family is sitting at a table having dinner, and there is a photograph on the wall of the exact same scene that is going on in real time, let's say. And he comes in, and there is a wolf that also enters. And the wolf goes after everyone and tears out everyone's throats. And blood is everywhere. It's just spilling everywhere. And it was very disturbing to him to have these dreams over and over and over and over again. I thought, this is a really good dream. And I told him, I said, this is a really fantastic dream. So my interpretation of the dream was that the family sitting there at the dinner table, all of his family, parents, sisters, brothers, ancestors, grandmothers, grandfathers, great-grandmothers, great-grandfathers, with the exact same picture on the wall, meant that whatever was going on there was generational. Whatever situation was going on with the family was generational. The wolf represented his strength, his inner strength. The wolf tearing out everyone's throat and blood going everywhere. The throat is where we speak. So my interpretation was that there was something going on in his family, a situation that was going on in his family that was generational, that there was a secret being kept within the family. Everyone was quiet. The blood that was being spilled out was the life force of the family. And that it was his strength to say whatever this secret was within the family. He had the strength. He had the strength of the wolf to speak out on whatever was going on in his family. It was obvious to me, but it caused him a great deal of turmoil. And I was excited about it. I told him I was excited about it. I said, this is a really fantastic dream. And it was obvious to me about the picture on the wall being something that was generational.
I have homework for all of you, if you want to do this. On your computer or on your paper, type or write down objects and things and people that you know. Automobile, water, gun, your uncle, your aunt, a friend, shoes, anything. Write them all down, because these are all symbols that can tell you what your dreams mean. Dreaming of an automobile may be broken down, does not go. You need movement in your life. You are stagnating yourself, holding yourself down, back from being creative. Begin moving. Dreaming of water, you might need to drink a bit more water. Many people say water is a spiritual thing in a dream. It could be that. Yes, it could be that. So take a look at how spiritual you are. But don't want to be spiritual, because you are spiritual already. So know that. So write down all of the things you can think of. Maybe a few pieces of paper, but all of those things will be symbols for your dreams. Animals. Write down the word animals. When you dream of animals or of one animal, you're learning something from those animals or from that one animal about how to take care of yourself using your instinct, because animals function with and upon instinct. They don't logicize things in their life. They instinctually create their life. So maybe you need to pay more attention to your instinct, let it guide you a bit more. So many things you can write down, so many symbols for your dreams. But when you begin doing this, you will begin to understand how dreams work. Only you can interpret your dreams. If someone tells you, well, I can interpret your dreams, ask them, how much do you charge? If they say, well, $10, say, all right, thank you, have a nice day. If they say, I don't charge anything, I would say, all right, thank you, have a nice day. Because only you can interpret your dreams. This is the only way it can be, because it is your dream, not someone else's dream. It is your dream. We have covered the basics of how to interpret your dreams. But from this point on, I think you can have a good time doing it. And you can begin to understand your dreams more and more and more and more, and let them guide you throughout your life. Because this is what dreams do. No matter how they feel, good or bad, they guide you throughout your lifetime. They assist you. They are helpers for you. You have anything else, my friend?
The only thing I can think of is people that have experienced sleep paralysis from what I've read, in our sleep state, when we get to a certain level of sleep, our body is basically paralyzed, so we don't
Yes.
go running off.
Yes.
And when people wake up or have an awareness and they're still within this cycle of paralysis, they have a feeling that something is in the home, or somebody sitting on their chest, or something evil in the room. Can you explain all that? Is their interpretation of those feelings something that's just been passed down verbally for centuries, or what is happening in that state for people without the doomsday stuff?
In one's lifetime, he or she will undoubtedly at some point hear about incubus and succubus. And they come to have sex with you while you are sleeping. They sit on your chest. You cannot move. It is hard for you to breathe. You yell out, but you say nothing. If I may, to that, I will say baloney. What I will say is, yes, when you enter sleep, your brain emits a chemical that paralyzes your body, because no, you don't want to begin running and find yourself running into a wall. It will hurt. You don't move in your dreams to allow your dreams to give you what you need to furnish, create, and recreate your reality. So you are sleeping, you are dreaming, but you begin to wake up. You are waking up a bit too soon because you are still sleeping. Your body is still in its sleep cycle. This is all it is. And then, well, you have a good imagination, so you begin to imagine that there is an incubus, a succubus, someone sitting on your chest, someone putting their hand over your mouth so you cannot speak, and all the rest. If this should happen to you, in your dream, and this is something that you can do, simply begin laughing in your dream. And you will change the entire meaning of the dream. The incubus, the succubus, they will all go away immediately. You have control of your dreams. Just like when you're in a lucid dream. You know what's going on, you have control of everything going on, and you can change things. Dreams are your friend, no matter how they are, positive or negative. They are your friend. Allow them to be that way. You have anything else, my friend?
I do not.
I do not either. So, for now, I will say thank you for joining us. Pay attention to your dreams, even when you cannot remember them. Pay attention to the feeling of your dreams that is inside of you, because those dreams are always to guide you throughout your lifetime. Thank you, Susanna.
Thank you.
I want to thank all of you. I love you. Enjoy your day. And yes, we will see you again. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.